I hope all is well. First, giving honor to the Most High, giving honor to God for waking us up this morning and giving us another chance to be better today than we were yesterday. Thank you, Lord. I want to give a shout out to all the people that are caregivers out there. Um, I know people that have taken their parents in and took care of them until they were no longer able to care for themselves, and God took them home. Shout out to them because it's not an easy feat. I know somebody whose father passed away and their mother physically could not take care of herself, and she cared for her up until the day that she died. And this person worked, full time, active duty, and also did that. And that is not an easy thing. And when we take care of our people, God blesses us, especially when we don't want anything in return. So I'm just going to give an update on this is Love Thy Neighbor Part 2. My neighbor that I told you guys about, who lost his wife, and his mental status is starting to decline. And last time I shared that I was able to get a number that was taped to his fridge, who was his stepson. So got a hold of the stepson. The stepson's wife messaged me, and I told her really how bad the situation was. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, we didn't know." But the thing is, they just had a baby, so they're already overwhelmed, right? And so I just told them, just pray about it, but he needs somebody that cares about him in his life. He really does need um, help and assistance. Like, he can't be by himself. Um, he's thinking that the wife and took off with the dog, and every day, and he's driving, and he sold his truck, and so I'm just like, and then he offered to sell his nice Nissan to one of our neighbors for $1,000, and I'm like, absolutely not, no you won't. So I'm explaining this all to them, and I said, just put this on your heart. So the last time I talked about it, you guys, I was so happy and grateful because the stepson came and got him. And the stepson said to me, well, he raised me for 21 years. It's the least I can do. And I was like, thank you, God. So, anyways, I had to leave on a family emergency. When I got to California, I got a text message from the wife saying, we returned him back home. The stairs were too much for him. Hey, go Cree Cree. The stairs were too much for him, and it was just a lot. And I said, oh my God, I know you've got to be kidding me. So my heart just sank, and I couldn't even respond right away because I'm just like, you guys took off work, came, got a trailer, took some of his stuff, saw the living conditions, saw the mental status, took him back to your house, tried to get him acclimated. He was happy, he was fine. For you all to turn around and bring him back to no stability. And then the son sends me a text message saying, hey, I ordered him a phone. Um, when you get a chance, can you please activate it? And, we would appreciate it if you would just look out for him, blah, blah, blah. And I told my brother about it. My brother said, I know the fuck they did. What they think you is, his Mamie. Hi, Lacey. And I'm like, I'm just trying to be a neighbor. I'm just trying to do the right thing. My neighbor, who is a veteran and old and has dementia and is getting worse day by day. So by the time I got back and settled in, I went next door. I said, hey, your stepson sent you a phone. Can I see it? He goes off and he tells me the stepson woke him up in the middle of the night and brought him back. I said, are you kidding me? He said, no. He said, I was asleep. He came in the room, said, come on, get up, we're going. And he said, going where? And he said, the stepson said, home. And they said he drove him all the way back here in the middle of the night. I said, I know you lying. And he's still upset about that thing, which I don't blame him. He said, I thought I was home. But I guess it was just too much for them to handle. They have a new baby, and he thinks the wife was the influence. And of course, because the wife is the one that's there with the child and him most of the time while the son is at work. So I know it was a lot. He said she was mean, and I said, well, you got to remember she just had a baby, so her hormones are still, so it might just be, you know, what do you call that, postnatal, postpartum stuff, So, hey, Kareen, maybe that's why. But try not to take it too personal. And he said, I'm trying not to, but no, the wife was actually black. Found out the wife was black. The stepson is white. The wife was actually black. And she's a nurse. And I guess it was just too much, and she wasn't going for it. So he brought her back, you know. Um, and I'm just so disappointed. And by the time I opened up the phone, I don't know if he bought a refurbished phone, but it was all jacked up, wouldn't work. The screen was missing. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. So, he's like, I don't have no food. I'm just like, what on earth is going on here? He's thinking that the bank should be open, but it's a Sunday. And I'm just like, this man needs round the clock supervision, really. But all I can do is all I can do. I'm just the neighbor. You know what I mean? But I feel somewhat responsible for him, but he's taking care of, and I don't know why I got on here to tell this. I think I just wanted to express that, life is just not going to be easy. What up, Gudo? Life is not going to be easy, and especially when we're dealing with people, places, and things. There's going to always be things that are going to be uncomfortable. I'm good. How you doing? There's always going to be some challenges in our lives. Um, but really the blessings come from sacrifice. When you sacrifice yourself, your time, your energy, your resources, God blesses you tenfold for that. When you do it for the right reason, your intentions are in the right place, and you're not just doing it to seek validation. Um, that's where your blessings come from. And also, it should make you feel good to do right by other people. Is it going to be uncomfortable for a while? Yes. Yes. But I'm really just tired of selfish people. I'm over the selfishness. I'm over people, just putting themselves first all the time. It's okay to be selfish every once in a while. It really is. Sometimes you have to put up boundaries. Sometimes you have to say no, because no is a complete sentence. But there are times when you should bend a little, you know? But I do also appreciate the fact when people know that something is just beyond what they can give, and they just have to leave it with God. And maybe that's what they decided. There was only so much we can do. We tried, it's just not going to work. But the man is almost 80, and he doesn't know. And that man raised him for 21 years. Took care of him for 21 years. He could have at least found a home close by out there, and then they could check on him every day. But to bring him all the way back to Virginia from another state and just say, okay, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. My mom would come and stay with me for 3 to 4 months at a time, go back to Cali for 5 or 6, and then come back with me. Right. But I knew when she was going back, she had my brother and my sister and her neighbors to look out for her. Right. A lot of people don't have that option. So I was fortunate enough because me and my mom didn't always, you know what I'm saying? Because I was too square for her. My sister and brother and them, they liked to, whatever. They was down for whatever. Me, there was a lot of stuff I wasn't going for. And my mom was like, yeah, I got to go back home. So we would take a break. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. But when you have parents and family members that are at the very end, I mean, this man's brain is declining so fast, he's not going to be here much longer. And it's like, damn, you couldn't make the last couple years, maybe a year of his life a little more. And I'm just so, every day I'm so worried. And I see his car out there, I'm like, yes, he's home. But when his car is gone, I worry, and this ain't even my family. I'm like, oh my God. It's like I got so much to do. I got a kid that I'm raising. I got school full time, and but I'm trying not to look at it as a burden. I just look at it as a challenge, and that there's a reason why I'm his neighbor. That's how I have to look at it. God knows what he's doing at the end of the day. You storm chasing. Where are you at? Oklahoma? Um, it is insane, Cree. I mean, it's why I don't understand how people could do that. I just don't. But at the same time, I do, because they just had a baby. Her hormones is raging. She got probably low patience. Maybe it is best for him to just be in his own home right now, because it's better to not be where you're not wanted. I've lived in places where I knew I wasn't wanted, and that is the most uncomfortable feeling. Oh, you just feel like trash. So it's probably better for him to be back here, where he's loved and appreciated, and he's got himself and his cats, even though they're missing, but he thinks they're there. I don't know. Okay, well, be safe. Be safe, late. I have a friend that took in her neighbor after his wife died, and no one was coming to look after him. And he didn't even speak English. My God. Shout out to your friend. Shout out to your friend. And that's a shame when strangers or neighbors look out for you more than your own family. What up, boxer? That's really sad, and it's really unfortunate, and really just kind of shows us where we are in life. These are signs of the times. This is where we at. I feel sometimes more connected to you guys online than I do my blood. I told you guys how I was treated when I was in California after everything that I did. Not doing it for clout, not doing it for validation, but just genuinely off the strength that we're blood. And I would die for you. And then to get treated like nothing, that's crazy to me. But I'm not going to hold on to that. I'm not holding on to that, because God is so good to me. So good to me. I don't have to hold on to anything. I don't have to play the victim role. I don't have to talk about it for a year and not get over. I can get over that because I'm blessed. I encourage you guys too. If somebody's hurt your feelings or did something or said something, let it go and move on. If you're not willing to have the conversation with that person, then just let it go and move on. Because at the end of the day, you're blessed. You woke up today, right? It's getting closer and closer, and it's hitting north. I'm going to turn east. Okay. God bless. Yes, my lookie. Let me guess, you drinking a macchiato. No, Mr. Jackson, you don't know me like that. This is a white chocolate mocha. Okay. White chocolate mocha with almond milk and no whipped cream. Yes, to God be the glory. We all still here. Love thy neighbor part 2, y'all. I'm still just kind of tripping off of it, but God's will be done. What up, Derek Gaines? How you doing? What you up to? How you feeling? How's your foot? I'm gonna keep you in my prayers about that. Health issues ain't no joke, man. Starbucks, they scam me every time I go, man. Uh-oh, turned east. Creaky said, "Oh Lord, Derek Gaines in the house." It's okay, okay, good. You just make sure you take care of it. Make sure you elevate. Make sure you clean those wounds regularly. Um, do what you're supposed to do. Get that foot care. Super chat me, and I'll pull the zipper down a little bit. I just claim. This ain't that type of channel, bruh. I know I would get a lot more views if I showed my muffins. Shout out to Cree. Shout out to Cree. We love the muffins. Absolutely. But I gotta go. My son has a follow-up appointment. He said I could send my entire paycheck, and that's what y'all be doing. Tricking off of people for this stuff on the internet. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Yep, I do. Did my stock just drop? A team, how are you? I didn't see you in CDT or Creekree's chat the other day. We were asking about you. I hope all is well. But yeah, let me go get my little badass kid. Yes, hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ray. Oh, you're deployed. Okay. Oh, you deployed from the tornado? I'm glad you're okay. You stay safe, late. Oh, Derek Gaines. My goodness. Don't forget about Jessica. Okay. Jessica's still in the mix. And then we need to get on Bougie Barbie. She next. She up next. Okay. But I got a little crush on somebody that be coming on Creek channel. Y'all will figure it out one day. Maybe I'll email or yeah, I am I'm gonna send a IG to Creek. I'm not telling Derek. But my problem is anytime I connect with somebody on this app, it always goes left every single time. There's only 2 people from this app that I've been cool with that I still remain cool with. Other than that, always goes left. Always. It's wild. Thanks for the heart. Oh, broken heart. I told you we need to do a Cree Crew Connections. Cree Love Connections. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, on the red app. Yes, A-Team. You already know about the one that you was going to hit me up about. That somebody else got to me before you did. But no, just even females that I've connected with separately. It always goes, and I don't even be knowing what I be doing. I'm like, I don't know. Like one, they were planning a trip to Texas. I'd already sent my deposit for the Airbnb and everything. I was gonna go out there, and then things just went left like right beforehand. Like she started acting funny on the live, ignoring my things, and people was like, "Hey, did you just read what Mo wrote?" Like, you know what I'm saying? But she was just acting funny, like every live, and I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" So things just kind of went left, and I never ended up going back to Texas. But it'd be things like that. Email you, okay? Late, you better protect yourself, bro. I don't know what you got going on, but sound like you doing those muchos right now. I don't know why you messaging us and you about to get swept up in your F-150. They weren't meant for me, absolutely not. You know, and I thank God for that. Because everything is not for me. Everybody is not for me. Everything ain't gonna be for you. But God protects us. They say rejection is your protection, and I'm okay with that. I really am. The older I get, the more I understand this. When I was younger, oh my gosh, shit would hurt. And it still does hurt sometimes, but it's not as strong. You know what I mean? Thank you, Pat Pat. I appreciate you. And yes, I will. I'm gonna keep my head up. Oh, you're in a dominator. Okay. Well, you dominate your ass away from that damn storm. But I gotta go, you guys. I'm sorry this live is short. I wanted to talk a little longer. Maybe I'll get back on later, but I got my child and he be, he be trying to get his little camera time in. But I know, right, 18? But I will talk to you guys later. I love you all. Ciao. Bye, Cree. Bye, 18. Bye, Late. Bye, Derek Gaines. Peace.